Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So 2 weeks till Christmas, 2 weeks till Christmas, 14 days, right? As you guys know, come winter, I got to get everything covered here at the Hoard. And a few years ago, I made something known as cattle panel sheds. And I saw some folks, in particular the guy who does most of this stuff. I think he was from Texas. Well, there's a big difference between trying to build these things here or trying to build these things in Texas. In Texas, the sun beats the heck out of them. Here, you got the sun, and then you got the snow load. Though, depending on where you are in Texas, I guess you can have your own snow load there also. These are cattle panels. They cost, well, first of all, they're about 4 foot by 16 foot, right? That's 16 foot. So I put 3 of them together, and you guys could see I just wired them together right here. Then I built this frame. I used pressure treated stuff on the bottom. Right. This is just ordinary 2x4. It might even be scrap wood. So you can see, probably easier on this one, how I built kind of an arch. Right. Now when I first built these, I did not support these in the center. If I were to build these again, I would have run a support across, right, and then just put a beam in the center, right, from the bottom to the top. You need these cross braces, right, to keep the whole thing from spreading out. And I just, these are little plumber strap loops, right. And this is basically a 1x1. I just screwed it down so the loops hold it down, and then this keeps it from pushing out, right? This is just a pressure treated 2x4, and you can see how it's on the bottom, right? I mean, the good thing about these sheds is they're cheap, and with their center support, they're pretty good. My brother, or my son, these are inserts that you put between cans. He works at a cider mill, and so there's like cans and then one of those plastic things and cans and plastic things. It makes it so that the cans go into the machine better. I left the old tarp on here. I put this to hopefully make it a little less wear of the metal on there. About tarps, these green tarps, they're useless. You know, the only thing worse than this green tarp, those blue ones, those really thin blue ones. Yeah, those to be honest with you, even if they give them away for free, you really got to ask yourself why you take them, why you would pick them up. What I did is, this is a recover. This one here, I decided this is 12 foot, the 12 by 20, I believe it was, for the canvas. And 12 allows me to put it on with tie wraps and kind of pull it tight. I'm not obviously covering the whole thing, but it allows me to pull it tight with this. So this is actually, from here to there, is actually 11 foot 8 inches. You lose a couple of inches because of the seam they make. I actually think this worked the best, and from now on this is kind of what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a little smaller tarp, even though I don't completely cover the metalwork. What these things do, that's south for me. north, and by having the openings east and west, the snow really doesn't blow in. Maybe just, you know, a little bit blows in, but like there's not a foot of snow. These things aren't covered with snow. Obviously you want to jack them up. So these are my cattle panel sheds, and they worked out well. Without this center support, and neither one had it. The first winter I had them up was not too bad. The second winter we got some heavy snow and it looked like Bigfoot stepped on them. So generally speaking, it's not a good idea to have them this close together, because once again, heavy snow begins to push, and you could see how it actually pushed the panels in on this side a little bit. Right, you could kind of see the bow. Right. So, but they do work. I did not get to finish covering that. This was, once again, this was my, I don't know, I call it my wagon shed. It looks like a pioneer's wagon. So obviously a trailer. But another mistake, once again, I didn't support the center, and the snow kind of shifted and the whole thing just kind of went over, as you see. So I didn't get around to doing anything with that, but I got this one recovered. Also, once again, the center supported. You guys could see it there. I actually put a wooden floor in this. This one worked well for me. This one is a store-bought, but the seam split out on it, and what I did is I used Gorilla Tape, and it seems to be holding up so far. I got my fingers crossed on that. And lastly, this is this was a trailer, camping trailer, and you could see I put stuff on it. I used a green tarp on that. That green tarp, I'm lucky if I get through the winter with it. The green stuff just doesn't hold up very well at all. So you guys could see I am making progress. Perhaps not enough. The cattle panel sheds. The nice thing is you can put together these things here are, call them 12 foot by, they're about 8 foot wide, maybe a little bigger than 8 foot wide, maybe 10 foot wide, and you can put these things together for, yeah, I think they're like 12 by 9, to be honest with you. But these panels cost about $20 each at Tractor Supply. So 20, 40, 60. The wood, call it another $30, and the tarp 20. So for about $125, you could get yourself covered up. You can also go oversized with the tarp, right, and then kind of close it on both sides. I personally recommend going a little undersized when it comes to the length, width, whatever you guys want to call it. Let's call that the length. I recommend going a little bit undersized and then being able to use the tie wraps. These strips, I got those at Home Depot. I think you were supposed to plug plastic paneling into both sides of them. I don't know. They were, what are they, 8 foot long, I think. I think they're 8 foot long, and they were like under $3. Last year I used this molding stuff, but it was like $4 or $5, so I went cheap. Or a couple of years ago when I put that in, I went cheaper. I was able to reuse some of the molding. So just to cheap way of getting your stuff covered for the winter. Cattle panel buildings. For me, I got snow blowing in for tomorrow. So I wanted to get these covered because they'd be a real bear. I mean, imagine crawling along there, putting those screws in, wading through the snow. Right? That would have just been painful. So, especially, you know, stuff slides off. This would have been wet and just nasty. They've done a good job. They keep things generally snow free. These are the tarps. These are really bad. They don't. You're lucky if you get a winter from them. Get a winter. You could also see these are the two trailers. One of these was sitting in the driveway. This one was sitting over there. It had a few quads on it. This one was sitting in the driveway. So I got them loaded up and covered up. I took the tires off of that. And this one I got jacked up so there's no weight. You can see the blocks there. I got no weight on the tires. So it's getting there. The Cushman there is all ready for Musty One to come pick it up whenever he wants. I'm waiting for somebody to fall madly in love with this generator and tell me how badly they have to have it, and so we can work out some kind of deal on that. I got space here, right? I can probably squeeze almost 3 quads in there, a couple of bikes, 3 three-wheelers anyway. In here, I got one on the end and something small over here. So I have some storage space again. That's very important. Alright folks, and once again I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now folks.